Welcome to Thursday Night Football with Calvin Dean, sponsored by the NFL Network. Week 15, people. Week 15. Wow. I just, what a week we had. Urban Meyers, oh my God. He got exposed. Yes, exposed. I don't think he's that good of a coach. I really don't. I truly don't think he is. I think the guy is just a crybaby. 13 games, and he's calling his coaches losers. You have to understand something. He was the coach for Florida and Ohio State. Now, you have to understand something. These teams get the greatest players in the United States and abroad as well. They get the best. That's why they're always in the top 5 or top 10, because they're good. And you get the best players, and you always have that, that Florida, Alabama, Ohio State. They're always there. And there's a reason why they're always there. It's just not the coach, mind you. It's the organization. And you have to understand that. So here, Urban Meyer goes to the Jacksonville Jags, and he has to coach. He actually, the first time in his life, he actually has to coach. Has to get this team ready to play for the NFL. And then Jacksonville is a bunch of young guys. It's a lot of young guys. And young players, and he's just he was exposed. Like I said, he was exposed, and I think that he is. I don't think he'll ever coach again. I don't know why a college coach or college team would even hire him. Think about that. Now, I had my show on this last Thursday, and this is Saturday. And something went on with the technical difficulties on my show. So that's the reason why I'm doing it today. And I'm going to go over all my picks that I had. And what a game on Thursday, huh? What a game. I definitely thought the Chargers would beat the Kansas City Chiefs. So I'm going to be honest and tell everyone that I picked the Chargers to beat the Kansas City Chiefs. I did say it was going to be a very, very close game. And man, I got it right? Close game. It was tied at the end of regulation, so that was kind of close. And they won by, last second touchdown in OT, the first drive. I knew it. As soon as I saw that Kansas City won the toss, I said, it's over. They're not going to stop them. And sure enough, they didn't stop him. Threw it to Kelsey, and Kelsey just did his stuff, and Kelsey's a superstar. If you were a fantasy football lover like myself, if you are, and you had Kelsey and Mahomes, literally, my one Yahoo fantasy football team scored 66 points on just those two players alone. And now it's perfect because I needed this win. And mind you, I haven't won yet. I need this win to actually make it into the playoffs. And that's just one of my teams. I have 56 teams, mind you. 56 teams. So let's just get to it. It's going to be a quick show because of the technical issues that I had on Thursday. So let's just get to it. We have the Rams. Now, everything's moved. They all moved the games. They have it's a Tuesday game because of COVID. Wow, COVID, guys. COVID is still here, and, it's not going to go away. It just isn't. And, I've been listening to a lot of scientists and how they speak, and what we need is vaccination. We need to vaccinate everyone, and there's a reason for that. What happens is this: if you're not vaccinated, and the the reason why Omicron became Omicron was because it developed into a nation that was unvaccinated, the majority of them. And what happens is that when it does that, and you're not vaccinated, then it just forms, it gets worse. Of course, it affects the system, especially if you're not vaccinated. You could get incredibly sick, and of course, you could die, most likely. You could just get very, very sick. But there are people, over 800,000, 800 million, 800 million Americans have died from COVID. That's a pretty big number, guys. That's a pretty big number. So, the NFL is getting ravaged. It was this Omicron virus mutation came in from Africa, and it's just going rampant through the United States. The United States is only 51% vaccinated. So that's right there. A telltale sign, you need to get vaccinated. And there's a reason for that. Think about this. If you're vaccinated and you get it, okay, what happens is it when it gets into your body, and especially if you're boosted like myself, it'll get into your body, and what happens is that it breaks the virus down. So if I give it, hypothetical, this is a hypothetical situation. So if I get it, and I would break, my immune system from all the 3 shots that I've had from Pfizer, would break down the virus. So if I gave it to someone else, it would be mutated down. Do you understand that? So if you aren't vaccinated, then it just mutates to bigger and better things for the virus. And you just. It's an American thing. It's a patriotic thing. Get vaccinated, period. Okay? And these teams now have to play on Monday. They have 2 teams playing on Monday and Tuesday, and it's sad. It's sad. Now, the Rams are going to be playing on Tuesday. I get surgery, actually, Tuesday. I'm getting my hand, it's called an anchovy procedure on my wrist, and that's on the 21st, the morning of, and just the Rams are playing that day at 4 p.m. so against Seattle in Los Angeles. So I can't make that game. Hopefully I'll be able to see it. The Rams have won 4 out of the last 5 games against Seattle. And it includes the playoffs. Now, Seattle has been playing better, but, in all reality, you have to look at Seattle's stats. They're terrible. They're 28th offense, 32nd defense. They're the last place defense in the NFL. And they're 5-8. I think Pete Carroll, being 5-8, is doing one heck of a great job. Think about that. They're 5-8, and they're 32nd defense and 28th offense in the NFL. And then Urban Myers, quits. And if he had this team, think about it. He'd be quitting too. The guy's a quitter. Anyway, so the passing is 24th. Now, mind you, Mr. Wilson's back, and he's doing well. And there's 22nd rushing offense, in the NFL. And then we have the Rams. We have the 7th ranked offense, 15th ranked defense, 5th ranked passing offense, Mr. Matthew Stafford, and the 24th ranked rushing offense. So, this is a no-brainer, so to speak. I don't think the Seahawks will win this game. I'm giving this to the Rams, and we're going to go on with it. We have a Saturday game. We have the Patriots against the Colts. Bill Belichick, he's just brainiac, guys. He's he's going to take their strength and he's going to stop it, just like Tampa Bay did. They stopped Jonathan Taylor, and Tampa Bay won because they stopped the run. And don't you think Belichick's going to do that? They're number 3 defense. They're number 3 defense in the NFL. He went out, and Belichick and the New England Patriots, they went out and spent $161 million in free agency this year. And it shows. Judon, oh my God, they got him from Baltimore. And now you look at the Colts, and they're 13th in defense. And they're no schmucks either, And then you have the offense is number 11 in the Colts and number 18 for New England. The passing for New England's 18. Their running is 9. Look what they did to Buffalo. They passed 3 times, and they beat them in Buffalo. That terrible, terrible weather game on a Monday night, and it was just terrible. And then they won. And they just ran right through Buffalo, and but the rushing on the Indianapolis Colts is number 2. Hello, Jonathan Taylor, number 1 running back in the NFL. So right now, we're not going to say anything about Derrick Henry. Of course, he was going to be the number 1 running back in the NFL, but he got hurt. So anyway, we're going to go to this game. This is a hard game to pick. It's in Indianapolis. It's really hard to win on the road, mind you, especially against Indianapolis. I think Indianapolis is up against the wall in this one. They're 7-6. The Patriots are 9-4, playing, riding high. They're the number 1 seed in the AFC, and New England's won 8 straight games against Indy, including the playoffs. I just don't see Indianapolis winning this game. The only way they could win this game is Carson Wentz steps up and really does a number. I think the Patriots are going to take away the run. I really do. I think they're going to take away Jonathan Taylor, and that's their goal. And they're going to have Carson Wentz beat them. That's a tough order for Carson Wentz. Now, Carson Wentz is an underrated quarterback. A lot of people don't like him. They think he's, not that good. He's won a Super Bowl, mind you. Now, he got hurt, and Nick Foles won the actual Super Bowl, but he is the one who carried the team into the playoffs. So let's just get that straight. And I'm giving this to the Patriots. They're just playing way too good. Their running offense is way too good. Their defense is just remarkable. And, boy, they're dangerous. They're going to be really dangerous in the playoffs. Really dangerous. We have the next game. We have a Sunday game. We have the Cowboys going into New York. And Cowboys have won 8 of the last 9 games against the New York Giants. I'm going to give this to the Dallas Cowboys. Definitely the Dallas Cowboys will beat the New York Giants in New York. What can you say? The Giants are 25th offense, 24th defense, 20th in passing, and 26th in rushing. Look at the Cowboys. They're number 4 offense in the NFL, number 22nd defense. Now they're going up. Their defense, believe it or not, is getting worse. It was at 12, and then it was at 18. Now it's at 22. So, but they started at 28. So, they still have to work on that. Even though they do look good, mind you. Micah Parsons, wow, what a linebacker, number 11. Whew. And then there's so many different assets to that team, and when they gel, man, better watch out for Dallas. That's for sure. And they're number 6 passing and number 6 rushing. I'd be a fool to pick the Giants on this game. This is the lock of the week, is the Cowboys over the Giants. The next game is, that's my lock of the week, okay? I have locks of the week, okay? Mind you, I'm 12-2. Now, last week's lock, if you would have bet on my lock, you would have won because you were given 3 points and you lost by 2 points. So just a little info. If you were a betting person and you're betting on the points, you would have won. And that was the Baltimore Ravens game. And that was my lock. And I just can't believe that they went for 2 points instead of 1. That was Bush. That was really Bush. Okay, we have the Titans going into Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh 6-1. The Titans 9-4. Drabel. They're going into Pittsburgh. I mean, it's the 17th ranked offense going against the 21st ranked offense of the Pittsburgh Steelers. The 12th ranked defense of the Titans against the 25th ranked defense of the Steelers. I think Steelers defense is a better one than that. The passing attack is 23rd for the Tennessee Titans. They're hurting. I believe Mr. Julio Jones is back this week, and maybe even A. Brown. Brown might be back this weekend, so they're going to be dangerous, and they're talking about Derrick Henry going to be ready for the playoffs. That's even more dangerous. But you got to figure he's been out for a long time and nursing a foot. And I don't think he's going to be really at 100% health-wise. Maybe his foot might. Nah, I just can't see it that his foot would be 100%. Even if they say, come on, I'm an old athletic. Where did I get that from? Anyway, I'm an old athlete, and I played in baseball, minor leagues. Yada yada, and I got hurt, and I know what injuries are. You come back from an injury after your time off, you're not 100%. You just aren't. They say, oh, he's at 100%. No, come on. You can't tell me that you're 100%. You can tell the public that you're 100% and get away with it, but you can't tell me and get away with it. That's for sure. So the passing is 13th for the Pittsburgh Steelers. It's getting better. Ben is lighting it up, and they're 23rd for the Tennessee Titans. Tennessee Titans running is 5th. That's all they do is run. And and the Pittsburgh Steelers is 28th. With Najee Harris, guys. Najee Harris, they're 28th still. So that's something to think about. It's 6-1 Pittsburgh. Ben, I just think this is going to be my upset special of the week. It's going to be the Pittsburgh Steelers to beat the Tennessee Titans in Pittsburgh. Now, Pittsburgh's allowed 421.8 total yards per game since week 11. So their defense has just been faltering in the last last 3 games, week 11, 12, 13, 14. So. But I think they're going to step up. I think Ben Roethlisberger is, I tell you, I think they're going to grind it out. I think the Titans are going to give it up. I think it's going to be a very, very tight game. It's going to go down to a field goal at the end. Pittsburgh's going to kick like a 36-yard field goal right at the end. Ben is going to come back, and the Pittsburgh Steelers are going to upset the Tennessee Titans. And they're going to still stay in the playoff hunt. And it's in Pittsburgh, mind you. The next game I'm going, it's the Texans against the Coachless Jaguars. And, I mean, Houston's won 7 straight games since against the Jacksonville Jags. I just don't see Jacksonville winning this game. They're both 2-11. So it's one of the bottom dwellers are playing for the number 1 pick in the NFL draft in 2022. So I mean the Texans. I think the Texans are going to win this game. I mean, if you just look at the stats wise, I mean the offense of the Houston is 32nd. The offense of the Jags is 30th. The Jags defense is 20th, and the defense for the Houston is 28th. I mean, they're all terrible. I mean, really, Houston looks. I mean, there's a tad worse in stats wise, but I think because of the Urban Meyer's situation of him leaving, and the team is just in disarray from that. I think that's a really hard thing for a young team to to get over. It's really hard for that. So I'm giving that to the Houston Texans. The next game is the Jets and the Dolphins. The Jets are 3-10, and the New York Jets have allowed 30.5 points per game this season, the most in the NFL. Congratulations to the New York Jets. Oh, yeah. I mean, the New York Jets, number 1 points allowed in the NFL. Let's hear it. Give it up. Yeah, giving it up for the New York Jets. And, they're going to lose to the Dolphins. Tua's going to, and they're going into Miami. That's a really hard place to win. At the end of this game, Miami's going to be 7-7, guys. Wow. And they're going to be still alive, maybe, to get into the playoffs. And we have the next game. We have the Kyler Murray show going into D-Town, Detroit, Motortown City, Motown. Yeah, with Jared Goff. Yeah. They're 11-1. Excuse me. The Detroit Lions are in first place to get the first pick of the NFL. I forgot about that. How could I forget? I mean, they tied Pittsburgh. Think about that. I mean, and they're just, I just want to see Detroit win. That's all I want to do. But they're not going to win against the Cardinals. The Cardinals are going to go in there, and Kyler Murray's going to do his stuff, and the Detroit Lions might keep it close. They might keep it close. Arizona's 7-0 this season, and they've won each game by 10-plus points on the road. 7-0 on the road. So the Cardinals are going to be 8-0 after the end of this game. And then we have the Panthers going into Buffalo. Buffalo needs this game. The Carolina Panthers have lost 8 of the last 10 games. They started 3-0 in the season. Can you believe that? 3-0. Wow. And they're going into Buffalo, and Buffalo really needs this game. And I think Josh Allen's going to step up. He's a phenom and a half. And what a heck of a great game against Tampa Bay. Brought it into overtime. And, Brady did his stuff and won. But, man, congratulations to the Bills for taking the Tampa Bay, the number 1 team in the NFL, the Tampa Bay Bucks. Well, they have to be number 1 because they won the Super Bowl last year. And, you just have to, you have to be honest. They're the number 1 offense in the NFL. So, and the Buffalo Bills in this game over their Panthers. I know Cam Newton's back. McCaffrey's out for the year. They're hurting. But they are literally the Panthers. You got to watch them. They're the number 2 defense. This is going to be a defensive game. I don't think it's the number 2 defense against the number 1 defense. Wow. I haven't seen that in a long time when you have number 1 and number 2 going against each other, and it's the defenses. So that might be a low scoring game on this end, and the Bills barely will win, but they'll win. But they'll barely win. We have the Bengals. The Bengals going into Denver. The Bengals offense 14th. The Denver Broncos 19th. Denver's defense is number 7, mind you. And the defense for the Bengals 16. And the Bengals offense, passing offense, is 11th. And the Denver Broncos is 19th. That's their Achilles heel. Denver Broncos rushing is 11th, and the rushing for the Bengals is 20th. So, mind you, I just don't see Bengals have been on the downturn, and the Broncos have been on the upturn. They usually are near the end of the season. I just can't see the Bengals. Denver has won 3 out of the last 4 games against Cincinnati. That's interesting. and they're at home. High altitude, Denver. It's probably going to be really cold. I'm going to give this to the Denver Broncos. Their defense, their rushing. I think they'll take the ball away from, the Bengals offense. And the Denver Broncos will beat the Cincinnati Bengals at home. The next game we have is the 49ers, Nikki's Niners. Nikki. Yeah, let's give one more applause for Nikki. Yeah, she loves those Niners, man. She's this big Niners fan. And, boy, she's cute, guys. Anyway, we have the 49ers playing at home against the Falcons. Falcons in 6-7. They're 6-7. They're a 6-7 team this year. The San Francisco 49ers have lost 8 of 11 last home games at Levi Stadium. That's not good. But I just don't see the 49ers losing this game. I think their defense is way too good. They're 8th. The Atlanta Falcons is 23rd defense. The offense for the San Francisco 49ers is 12th. They're 14th in passing and 8th in rushing. The rushing offense for the Atlanta Falcons is 27th. So, I just don't see the Atlanta Falcons winning this game. Even though San Francisco's lost at 8 out of 11 games, they won't lose this game. It's going to be Nikki's Niners over the Atlanta Falcons on a Sunday. We have the Packers the next game. This is going to be a tough game. I think Lamar Jackson is really good. He does have a sprained ankle. They should have won. They should have went for an extra point instead of a 2-point conversion. I'm still reeling on that play. I mean, Baltimore Ravens fans should be reeling too. So you just can't count it out. Just get the tie. Go into and get the time. Not just one play. You're bringing your team, and you're relying on one play to win. One play, and it's just sad. Where you could have flipped a coin. Let's say you get the ball, and you drive down the field, and you get a touchdown with time, and you give Lamar Jackson the time to do his stuff, and Mr. Andrews and Hollywood Brown, and you give those guys a chance, and you just didn't. Have Tucker just kick the field goal and go into OT and beat them. But I just didn't understand that move. I won't understand that move. I don't care if your D-back went down. I don't care. I just don't care. Deal with it. You're a football team. Deal with it. Get the tie, go into overtime, and win. Come on. Terrible call for Harbaugh. Terrible call. And so we have the Packers going into Baltimore. Packers are just on fire. They're 10-3. The Ravens are 8-5. The Ravens are 5-1 at home this season. 5-1. So they're on the road. They're 3-4. So they're not that good on the road, and they're amazing at home. They always find a way to win at home, mind you. But their defensive backfield now with Rodgers, he's going to pick them apart. Now, mind you, what I would do is I would try to blitz him. It's hard to blitz Rodgers because he's such a quick release. But I just don't see the Baltimore Ravens winning this game. I'm going to give this to the Green Bay Packers. Sorry to all my family members who love the Baltimore Ravens. I love you guys. I wish I could give the Ravens this win. I hope they do win. But on the other hand, I'm giving my emotions out of it. And I think wholeheartedly the Packers will beat the Baltimore Ravens in Baltimore. You're talking about the 13th ranked offense for Green Bay, 6th ranked offense for the Baltimore Ravens. But the defense is number 6 for the Green Bay Packers. And the defense for the Baltimore Ravens is 17. Passing is 12th for the Ravens. Passing, on the other hand, for the Green Bay Packers is 9th. The rushing, of course, is number 3 for the Baltimore Ravens because of Lamar Jackson, but he has a sprained ankle. He's not going to be able to. When you have a sprained ankle, people, you just don't. You don't get that push. I mean, you're talking to a guy. I sprained so many ankles. I don't know how many times I was nursing sprained ankles, broken ankles. And it's hard. You just don't get speed. I don't see the Ravens winning this game. Unfortunately, I don't. So the Green Bay Packers over the Baltimore Ravens. We have the Saints going into Tampa Bay. New Orleans has won 6 straight games against Tampa Bay. How about that? They have Kamara back, but they don't have Drew Brees. They're not going to run against the Tampa Bay Bucks. Their defense is number 1 against the run. Their offense of the Bucks is number 3. Number 1 passing offense in the NFL. I just don't see the New Orleans Saints winning this game. I just don't see it happening. The 23rd offense, 11th defense. Bucks defense is getting better. They're getting healthier. So I'm giving this to the Tampa Bay Bucks at home. They'll end up at 11-3. Saints will be 6-8 at the end of this game. Okay, we have a Monday game at 2:00 game. All right, okay, because this is all this COVID stuff going on. The Browns have 14 players and coaches that are 14 players that are just out of COVID. 12 of the 14 players are starting in the starting lineup, and they moved this game to Monday. Now, mind you, the NFL, they just can't get out of the way of this virus. I mean, they made some really strict rules in the beginning. People had to be vaccinated, yada yada, and they weren't going to move games around. But the virus, this Omicron, is just spreading like wildfire, and people are getting it. And this is, I think this is the team's fault. Because, right now, all the players, I think, should be, isolated until the game. From now to the end of the season, I think all the players on all the teams should be in quarantine. I know it's a holiday season, but big deal. I mean, what are you going to do? It's one day, Christmas, big deal. You get on your computers and wish everyone a Merry Christmas. You're millionaires, majority of you on the NFL. You're millionaires. Just send them gifts. The kids will love it. Send a bunch of gifts, yada yada, all that crap, and just deal with it. It's your life, but guess what? You're fooling around with my money. Meaning, if I'm a so-called owner and I own a team, you're playing with my money. That's how I would look at it. You're playing with my money. I want them isolated. That's what I would do. If I was the owner, I would tell the coach, we're going to quarantine everyone, period. Especially the Cleveland Browns. I mean, come on. There's something wrong there. Something's definitely wrong there. When 14 people get it, it spreads like wildfire. So, I mean, you have to, when you have people over your house, they have to be vaccinated, and also they have to be tested. No, there's no gray area, black and white. And if you do it that way, you won't get it. You wear a mask all the time in front of everyone. When you're out in public, you won't get it. And if you do get it and you're vaccinated, you're not going to get that sick. And it's going to deteriorate the actual virus because your body will break down the virus. And if you give it to another person, it'll be a lower, the virus will deteriorate and mutate into a lower, virus. And that person will get it, and he won't get as much of as a punch. Do you understand that? And that's the reason why you should get vaccinated. Anyway, The Browns are playing at home against the Raiders. The Raiders, I don't know what's going on with them. I mean, they're, the number 4 passing offense in the NFL. And the Raiders, 91 points difference in the last, since week 8 bye. The worst in the NFL in that span. A 90-point differential. The Browns are going to be 12 players are going to be not playing on the first team. I just don't see the Browns winning this game, even if it is Monday. Maybe they're thinking a lot of these players are vaccinated and they'll come back, and they might have some players back, but not all. And I'm going to give this to the Raiders because of the COVID situation. We have another Monday night game. A true Monday night game. We have the Vikings going into Chicago, playing the Chicago Bears. The Bears have won 5 of the last 6 games against Minnesota. The Bears' defense is really good. I mean, they're stepping up. They're really stepping up. They're number 10, top 10 defense, but their offense is 31st. Passing offense is 32nd, the last. And the Minnesota Vikings' offense is 5th. Defense is 27th, passing is 7th, and the rushing is 10th. I'm going to it's in Chicago. It could be windy. Windy Chicago, hello, right off the lake. The Vikings, they need this game. I think the Vikings, they're going to step up and they're going to win. The Vikings will beat the Chicago Bears in Chicago this Monday night. And then we have another Tuesday game. The Tuesday game is the Washington football team going into the Philadelphia Eagles. They're both 6-7. Philadelphia has averaged 210 yards rushing per game since week 8. I think this is going to be huge because it's December. The rushing attacks always win in December, and the Washington football team really depressed me this last week when they just didn't show up against Dallas, or Dallas showed up, either or. I don't think the Washington football team is ready for prime time, and I'm giving this one to the Philadelphia Eagles, last game of the week that I'm calling. And like I said in the beginning, I did call the Chargers to beat the Kansas City Chiefs. I knew it was going to be close, but I did call it. So I need to be honest on that one. So that's my picks for the week 15. Thank you so much. I'll see you guys next week. I will be in the hospital on the 21st, but I'll be out. It's an outpatient surgery. And I will be delivering my show. This last Thursday was the last Thursday night football game of the year. So I'm going to most likely have my show on either a Friday or Saturday. So stay tuned for Friday or Saturday. And one more thing. Go to thecalvindeanshow.com, thecalvindeanshow.com, and click on there's a contact, okay, and give me your take, what you want to hear on the next show, what you really want to listen to, and then I'll call your name out, and then also give me your address, because the person who has the best take, will get their choice of a hat, and that's from the NFLshop.com hat. Official NFL paraphernalia. It is, yes. For the holidays, why not? For New Year's, holidays kind of gone. But, just do that. Like I said, go to Calvin Dean, the Calvin Dean Show, thecalvindeanshow.com. Yes, you have to add the. And go and contact me, and then write me. Tell me what your take, what you want to hear on the next show. I'll take the best take, and we'll go on with that, okay? We have a wonderful holiday. I'll see you before Christmas, so I'm not going to say Merry Christmas right now, Stay safe. Get vaccinated, people. See you next week.